Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 22nd of August for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you the broad strands to look out for, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces. Now, as this week begins, Mercury, the ruler of the sign of Virgo, is forging a tremendous angle to Pluto. So there's a sense that the analysis that Mercury in Virgo provides at the best of times is heightened even more by this combination. Now the Sun on Tuesday also powers into Virgo. So a very Virgoan energy is starting to develop. Some may call this Virgo season. So what is the sign of Virgo about? It's the sixth zodiac sign. It's ruled by Mercury, of course. It is an earth sign, but also it's mutable in terms of its quality. So very much to do with flexing. But it's asking us to use our precision and discrimination to get some of the finer details of our situations working that much more efficiently. And that can be something that can give us a great deal of pleasure. It may not sound very sexy, but actually, if the main parts of our world are running in a well-ordered way, that frees up energy. And of course, the sign of Virgo is about health as well as virtue. So we have an opportunity over the next 5 weeks to really take these areas a lot more seriously, particularly as there is a Virgo new moon on Saturday, which is going to be particularly influential because it's squaring up to the mighty Mars in the sign of Gemini. Also, Mars is forging an exuberant link with Jupiter this week, which can give us a lot more desire to live in the moment. But the clash between Mars and the new moon suggests we shouldn't try too hard to be too perfect, to try to strip out too many parts of our existence which may be a little bit indulgent. It's about finding a nice balance. But also this week, Uranus slams on the brakes, the last of the higher octave planets to do so, and will be in retrograde through to the 22nd of January next year. But there's a T-square later this week between Saturn, Uranus and Venus. And in fact, Venus and Saturn are going to be exactly opposite one another. So any relationship where one partner tends to be quite sacrificing and hardworking, particularly on the domestic front, and the other person tends to be a bit more focused on their own needs, that could cause some frosty relations as this week draws to a close. But also on Friday, Mercury moves into the sign of Libra. So whatever happens this week, however much we're trying to reform certain areas of our life, whether it's to do with decluttering, clearing out drawers, recycling stuff that we don't need anymore, perhaps getting a bit fitter, looking at what we're eating and seeing if we can make some improvements, perhaps considering some physical health treatments such as massage or aromatherapy. All that virtue is going to be tested by that T-square that involves Saturn. So when Mercury moves into Libra at the end of this week, important to listen, because I do think a bit more of a critical vibe is going to start to develop as this week draws to a close. Please stay with me for your in-depth forecast, but if you are wanting to ascend above zodiac astrology, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place, I can give you a roadmap that can guide you for the rest of your life. This can help you to understand some of the difficult patterns that may have come up over the years, but also highlight the opportunities that maybe you can embrace a bit tighter. But also with this, you will get a forecast as well, and 30% off with my special offer. Now you can get the rest of this year free as well as the whole of year 2023 within this forecast, please see the link below. Now, if you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be grateful if you did so now. If you have already, thank you so much. So Scorpio, your week commencing the 22nd of August forecast sees both your rulers, Mars, your traditional ruler, and Pluto, your modern ruler, influential. Pluto has, since 2008, been in your sector of thinking, neighbours, connection to siblings, and your points of belief. Its connection to Mercury in the first part of this week could see you having some searing insights into some of your future hopes. That can be very helpful. Of course, the Sun is going to be moving on Tuesday to join with Mercury, but Mars, your other ruler, that's in a tremendously uplifting angle with Jupiter. If you're wanting to really get on the front foot in terms of your resources and you're confident enough to be really assertive in how you use them, this combination of Mercury and Pluto's clarity and Mars and Jupiter's power and passion can really see you very motivated. The Sun's arrival in Virgo is all about your future hopes. But of course, Virgo is a sign of critical analysis. So not only can you think long term, you can actually go through the processes in a very thorough way, which can be very helpful. What's not to like? Well, it is the case that Venus is in your sector of influence when it comes to your professional affairs. Good for money and good really for forging more diplomatic interactions with those in the know. It's just that Venus is in an opposition with Saturn and both are T-squared by Uranus, which slams on the brakes on Wednesday, and that's in your sector of relating. If you're feeling that your relationships are dull, predictable, a bit closed in and cramped, from now through to the 22nd of January can see you thinking about that quite a lot. If there has been disruption in your relationships since 2018, but particularly since 2019, or you've changed your approach to them, it wouldn't be a great surprise, but this T-square towards the end of this week could see you trying to please quite a few different people or different elements of your situation. I think really what the new moon says, and it's square to Mars, passionate square to Mars at the end of this week, is you need to believe in what you're trying to do. But Mars is in a very deep part of your situation now, very much to do with desires. There could even be someone in your network, if you're single, who's going to take on a very alluring attraction to you over the next 4 weeks.